Welcome to the Yankees Baseball April Recap here on Franchise Nation Radio. We are here to do exactly what it sounds like, recap the month of April in Yankees Baseball, a new thing we're doing here on Yankees Radio. To start off this 2014 season, every month we will be doing a recap of the season to show you all the injuries around the team, who's been doing well in the organization, what the thoughts are of the fan base, and what the thoughts are of the general manager, the manager, and some of the players even. This month, since it's the first month, won't be as in-depth as we'll go along, as we haven't gotten any questions yet, we haven't gotten any interviews quite yet. As of right now, it is just me giving you guys what I know as the Yankees broadcaster. The first things first, the Bronx Bombers are currently sitting at second place in the AL East at 12-10 on the season, and a big part of that record has been the defense and the pitching. A aspect of this Yankees team that Yankee fans as of recently are not used to seeing. The 2009 World Series, the playoff runs after that, even before that, this has always been an offensive-oriented team through the majority of the late 2000s, and this year it's been speed and defense. Well, it's been fielding, speed, and pitching because they are currently first in stolen bases, first in the least amount of errors committed, first in fielding percentage, while being second in shutouts and first in strikeouts, as that really has been why the Yankees do have a record over 500 right now, but it wasn't for that stellar pitching and that stellar defense with the speed, playing small ball, this team would be nowhere near that 500 record, as in the offensive department, they are not getting it done at all. You look at the offense, and this is a team that would be competing for one of the top picks in the draft for next year. They are currently 27th in runs, that's 4th worst, 26 in hits, 5th worst, 26 in RBIs, 5th worst, but they're tied for 5th worst, and on base percentage they are also 27th, which is 4th worst. So those are not good stats at all, and adding insult to injury, there is also a reason for that, as one of their top hitters so far in the year, in Alex Rodriguez, is currently on the 15-day DL with an inflamed hip. He should be back sometime in mid-May, but as of right now, they're having to deal with that one of their top hitters on this team, who was hitting about 270 before he went down the DL. Another injury which doesn't impact the big league ball club, it does impact the future of this team, and hopefully not affecting too much of his progress, Gary Sanchez on the 60-day DL with a broken forearm. He was a Double-A catcher, the starting Double-A catcher, and as you can probably tell, having a broken forearm doesn't exactly help things out when you're trying to get things going in the minor leagues and prove that you're ready to make your way up to the big leagues. And as of the best major league hitters, there's really only been a couple. Brett Gardner is by far the best hitter on this Yankees team right now. He's hitting .346, absolutely raking, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs, 7 runs, and 9 stolen bases in the first month of the season. Now that 3 home runs and the 12 RBIs, that's top of the team, also average top of the team, and he also leads the stolen base category on the Yankees. You also look at Carlos Beltran, who's been hitting in the 3-hole against righties and lefties, now that A-Rod's not hitting in the 3-hole, now that he's down against lefties. As Beltran's hitting .286 in this season with 3 homers, tied for first with Gardy, 10 RBIs, which is second on the team, and 5 two-baggers. He's currently tied, like I said, for home runs and second in RBIs. And you've also got a decent amount of contribution, or a good amount of contribution, from Jacoby Ellsbury, Chase Headley, who seem to be doubles machines, and like I said, A-Rod, who did contribute quite a bit before he went down with that inflamed hip. Now the pitching, there's not really too much to worry about, as so far, it's been pretty rock solid. You've got a few mishaps there, here and there, but you haven't exactly had too much to worry about. There's a few bullpen guys you wish would perform better, but starting with the good, CC Sabathia, arguably the best pitcher on the team right now, 3-0 with a 1.78 ERA in 4 games started, and in all 4 of those games started has 4 quality starts. This is a guy that coming into the season, nobody knew would be able to stay healthy. Is he the old CC? As of right now, he's looking like the old CC. And we've got Michael Pineda, who's been eating up innings, leading the team in innings pitched, 1-1 in the season, in 5 games started, 4 quality starts, but he has a few no decisions. He does have a 2.70 ERA, so that's pretty solid. And we've got Andrew Miller, the newly acquired relief pitcher in the offseason. He's leading the team in appearances, 10 games pitched, 2.79 ERA, and 5 holds, leading up to Dellin Betances, who in 9 games pitched has 7 saves and 1 blown save with a 3.24 ERA. A little bit shaky, not exactly the stats you used to last year, but he's still getting the job done. Had a couple rough starts to start off. Had a couple rough appearances to start off the 2015 season, but he's rebounding. Masahiro Tanaka, kind of shaky, but he's getting the job done. He's 2 for 1 in the season, 4.15 ERA, which isn't exactly what you want to see from your ace, but he is getting the job done with 30 innings pitched, 34 strikeouts. It's a good ratio, but he's giving up 32 hits, 14 earned runs, and 10 walks in those 30 innings. So you need to cut down on those and cut up on the wins and cut down on the ERA. Now in the bullpen, Chris Martin and Chasen Shreve have been struggling. Martin in 5 games pitched has 11.25 ERA, while Chasen Shreve in 6 games pitched has a 7.94 ERA. Esmiel Rogers was struggling, but he was sent down to AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre, and the man who was called up to replace him is Jared Burton, who since being called up has pitched in 4 innings, picking up a 2.70 ERA, and has gotten 1 hold, so he's been pretty solid in that middle relief role ever since being called up from the Scranton Wilkes-Barre AAA. Now, there's not really too much options the Yankees have down in the minors to call up to hopefully replace Chris Martin or Chasen Shreve if they don't turn things around, as Ivan Nova is out until June, still recovering from a 2014 Tommy John surgery. Chris Capuano got injured in spring training. He's out till mid-May with a quadriceps strain. And Brendan Ryan's not a pitcher, but he's also going to be out till mid-May with a calf strain. And he's not really going to add to the hitting much either, as he's a career, let's just put it this way, he's a career poor hitter. Now, usually when your team is struggling at the plate, you look to your own minor league system for some guys who are right on the brink to call up. But the Yankees, they have some guys who are on that brink, but they're not showing they're ready. So the organization is not exactly confident calling up these guys as of right now, because really the only one that's being solid in their top prospects is Luis Severino, who's not quite ready to be called up to the big leagues yet. 3-0 with a 4 games started and 1.93 ERA, and 20 strikeouts in 28 innings, pitching for AA Trenton Thunder. Solid all around for the young 21-year-old right-hander down in AA. But then you look over to the hitting, which is where the Yankees need improvement. And they've got Greg Bird, one of their top hitting prospects, first baseman down in AA, hitting .207 with 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, and 105 averaging with runners in scoring position. Not good at all. More AA guys, Eric Jagiello hitting .205 with 3 homers and 9 RBIs. He is more of a power hitter, and he does only have about 30 contact, but still, you want to see more than a .205 average until he deserves the call up to at least AAA. Mason Williams, this guy is the definition of struggling, hitting in that leadoff spot in AA, hitting 146, no home runs, only 1 RBIs in 12 games played. Not exactly what you're looking for. Slade Heathcott in AAA will move up to AAA now. Scranton Wilkes-Barre, he's hitting .241 with 2 home runs, 10 RBIs in 22 games played. So he's doing a bit better. He's a guy who could get called up, but they're not exactly confident with his ability to hit at the major league level, which is what they need. Ramon Flores, right fielder, once again, a guy who's doing pretty decent at AAA, but they're not exactly confident in his major league ability. He's hitting .280, .261 with 3 home runs, 70 RBIs in 19 games played. You also look at more AAA guys, Robert Refsnyder, a guy that this organization is high on, hitting .227 with only a home run RBI. He is, however, fielding pretty well with a .976 field percentage. That's something that they went into this season worrying if he was going to be able to pick up. As of right now, he's doing pretty solid in the field. Kyle Roller, power-hitting first baseman in AAA, hitting .210 with only 1 home run and 5 RBIs, and hitting a .067 with runners in scoring position. Not exactly what you want with that 74 power versus righties and 67 power versus lefties. Speaking of more power hitters, you got Aaron Judge, who I accidentally skipped over down in AA. He has a 2.58 average with 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, and 17 games played. So he's hitting pretty decently. He's definitely going to see the call up to AAA at some point in this season. Not quite yet, but some point. And since management can't look inside the actual organization for help on the big league club, they're looking for outside sources, guys who are not signed by any teams right now, who are still working out, they're still trying to make big league ball clubs, think they can still contribute to a big league ball club. First guy they're looking at, Tyler Colvin. Outfielder, 29 years old, lefty thrower, lefty hitter. Currently at 67 contact versus righties, 60 against lefties, 69 power versus righties, 45 against lefties with a 73 clutch. So he'll be able to hit in those big situations, he'll be able to drive runners in with that 73 clutch, and he's got some decent contact and power, especially against righties. Definitely better than a lot of the guys on the team as of right now. That's actually better than A-Rod's attributes. Better than Brian McCann's against lefties as well. Second guy they're looking at, former Chicago White Sox Dayan Viciedo. Right-handed thrower, right-handed bat, corner outfielder, 26 years old. He's got 54 contact versus righties, but it bumps up to 71 against lefties. 61 power versus righties, bumps up to 68 against lefties. 67 clutch, and an 82 arm strength where he can gun down runners. Dayan Viciedo, he's the younger option at the corner outfield position, as opposed to Kyler Colvin. But you don't know if you want the lefty bat. The Yankees already have quite a few lefty bats in the system and also on the Major League Ball Club, so you're not really sure who you want to go after. They're still looking at another guy, also another right-handed bat, who is more of a utility guy and a contact hitter. Right-handed bat, right-handed thrower. He can play third, first, second, left, and right. Kevin Franzen. Probably mostly known for being a former San Francisco Giant. He has a 56 contact versus righties, which is alright, that's pretty decent. Which is about the same contact that Brian McCann and Alex Rodriguez and even Carlos Beltran have. But then with the lefties, bumps it all the way up to 93 contact. And like I said, this Yankees lineup, they have a lot of lefties who can't hit against left-handed pitchers. Kevin Franzen and Dayan Viciedo, but more so Kevin Franzen would help with the contact part of that. Viciedo would help with the power part of that, and the contact a bit. But Franzen mostly would help with the contact with that 93 contact, 92 plate vision as well, so he's able to get that bat on ball, see what he's hitting, get that head down. He's not pulling out his head, he's got good mechanics. He's 32 years old, so he's only be around you don't know how long he's going to be at that 93 contact, 92 vision, but as of right now, he's a solid guy to go after. Now, before we head on out of here, I want to ask you guys, the fan base, who would you prefer to see the New York Yankees management go after out of those three free agents? Tyler Colvin, corner outfielder who can all play center. Dayan Viciedo, the right-handed bat who can provide a decent amount of power and also a good arm in right and left field, 26 years old. Or Kevin Franzen, the guy who's going to get on base with that contact, the vision, be a good contact hitter, spray the ball around the field, and he can play multiple positions, third, second, first, left, and right. And to start off the month of May, the Yankees will be starting off a 4 series all against AL East foes. 3-game set in Boston to start things off, followed by a 3-game set in Toronto, then followed by a 4-game set at Yankee Stadium against the Orioles, and another 4-game set at Yankee Stadium against the Tampa Bay Rays. And that'll pretty much wrap things up, so don't forget to leave your opinions down in the comments about which 3 of those free agents do you want to see: Tyler Colvin, Dayan Viciedo, Kevin Franzen. And then I'll wrap things up here on the Yankees Baseball April Recap here on the Franchise Nation Radio Network. I've been your host, JerseyBorn, and I'm saying goodbye.